Okay, hi there. Good morning. Good Sunday to you. Welcome to the Surviving His Sex Addiction and Betrayal show. I'm Jenni Rochelle. For those who don't know me yet, and I'm a life coach and a spiritual director for women who have discovered and are coping with with the harsh reality that the man they love, their husband or partner or boyfriend, is a sex addict and has betrayed them and lied to them and traumatized them. So, what I wanted to talk about today is how do you know when he's telling you the truth? Now, this is sort of a terrible joke. I probably shouldn't say, but there's this joke: is how do you know when a sex addict is lying to you? His lips are moving, and like it's so terrible and mean and so true at the same time, and that's just because of the nature of sex addiction. It is so shameful and debilitating disease. It is so hard for them to be honest, and that has to do with a lot about our society, right, and how taboo sexuality is in general, much less something that's like this addictive, dirty, whatever quality to it. It's really, really hard for them to tell the truth. So that's why polygraphs and disclosures and all of that are part and parcel of this process and may seem kind of crazy at first. But once you get in it and you realize like that's what it takes to help the addict tell the truth. And if they can't tell the truth, like they're never going to get better. Recovery only comes from honesty, and our secrets make us sick. So, but what I want to talk about today is how do you know when he's telling you the truth? So, setting that joke aside, how do you know when he's telling the truth? And here's what I want to try to teach you all is like your body knows, you know, your inner wisdom, your gut, like it is listening and picking up and reading energy and reading dishonesty. And I know that sounds a little woo woo, and I hate that word, but like your body knows I'm most certain you are most certainly a highly empathic woman, because that's sort of the nature of how these relationships work. Like it is highly empathic women who find themselves like in a relationship with a sex addict because they're so empathic and they take on their emotions. And that's a whole other show we'll talk about at some point, maybe. But you are highly empathic and your body has so much wisdom. And I didn't make this up. And this is from my yoga teachers, especially one of my dear friends, Angie Knight. She talks about like our bodies are always either in a state of contraction, like which is fear, right? So think about sheltering and contracting to protect yourself. We're either contracting because we don't feel safe, picking up on some sort of threat in the environment. And this is not a conscious thing that's happening. This is your amygdala. This is your nervous system. Beneath it is a subconscious reaction. You contract to what's going on. The opposite of that, right, is expansion. We feel safe. We feel open. Like notice the difference in my posture, right? I'm sitting up. My heart is open. I am receptive. So we're always either contracting or expansion. That is just how, hi Sue, hi Sue. It's just the nature of our nervous systems, right? We either feel safe and social or we're in fight, flight, freeze mode. So it's like one of those things. But it's really easy to remember contraction, expansion. So when you are talking to your husband and whatever is coming out of his mouth, just learn to listen to your body. And if you feel contraction, just say, just take that as information and realize maybe he's telling me the truth. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's in my best interest to not completely think that every word that's coming out of his mouth right now is the truth. And you will learn to know when he's telling you the truth. Like early on in recovery, like the addicts do a thing, right, called parroting, like the bird parrot. They're really taught they're not empathic beings. The pathways in their brain for empathy are not there anymore. And so they have to learn to rewire them, and they can do that. It takes 3 to 5 years and a whole lot of work on their part. But in the beginning, like if they're working with a good, someone who's trained to deal with sex addicts, they will teach them to at least mimic empathy and to at least say the words that like an empathic, person would say. And like when they say that to you, and you will feel, I think, immediately like that they don't really feel it yet, that they don't really mean it because they haven't learned to feel empathy. And then over time, you will begin to feel, if they're doing their work and they're in recovery and they're really developing empathy, you will know when that happens, and your body will feel that energy of empathy and know that they're telling the truth. So listen to your body. That's why body-centered practices are super essential to your healing. So yoga, running, meditation, tai chi, like breath work, anything that gets you back into your body, because people in trauma, they don't live in their bodies. And that's the other thing that makes all this really tricky, is gaslighting, right? So all addicts gaslight. They have to lie to create like this version of reality that exists that you don't know about. Like it is just that, it's just part of what happens. And it's a form of emotional abuse, and it makes you crazy, and it makes you doubt yourself, and it disconnects you from your intuition and your inner wisdom and your body. So you really have to focus on those body-centered practices, somatic experiencing, EMDR, other things that help you process the trauma that lives in your body, and just time and patience with yourself, and like just keep breathing and meditating and the yoga. And just it's like a different muscle that you have to learn to strengthen and listen to again. And like I feel it right here. I feel it in my midline. It's in the core of my being. That's why I keep doing this. Like my body's like, I'm experiencing it, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel good to me. Right. And that's how I've learned to express it in my life now, is when I'm interacting with someone, and I don't feel the need to justify or explain what's happening. I'm just like, oh, that doesn't feel good to me. I'm going to step out of this situation right now, or I'm going to voice, this doesn't feel good to me. Can we talk about that? Like, what's going on? What's going on underneath the surface that needs to be acknowledged? So all this to say is that you are a wise, brave, amazing soul, and your body has so much wisdom. And if you had asked me 5 years ago if like I was a body type person, I would have said, oh, hell no, I don't live in my body, I live in my head. But that just was my trauma and my experience, and I have learned to live and dwell in my body. And it is really hard sometimes, because that's where all the emotions are, and the anxiety and the fear. It's also where all the joy is, and the sensuality and the beautiful things and pleasure are here, like from the neck down. So much of our time we're living in just this really small attic, and we have this whole beautiful mansion and body to live in. And learning to live in that will help you like be the woman that you want to be, and learn to know when he's telling you the truth. Okay. All right. That's all I'm going to say for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll get out and do some yoga, get in nature, do some breathing today, and listen to and honor your beautiful, beautiful, wise body. Love you all.